Hi,
Sandie.
how's it going? How are you doing today? You excited?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm enjoying DC. So far, we're in DC right now. So this is my first time being here. It's been nice. I'm excited to come to Philly. It'll be my first time in Philadelphia too. So, I'm just chilling, having a good time and doing the show.
I love that. All right, so I just have a few questions for you. I don't want to take up too much time, but this one was just like, I feel like I need to ask it because it's a very blanketed question, and we could get like a lot of good answers from you. So what is one piece of advice that you want to emphasize to the younger generation and young professionals within the industry already, within the theater world, like when it comes to body acceptance and body confidence and advocating for yourself when it comes to typecasting and roles and et cetera and everything like that?
Yeah. Well, not even just in theater when I say this, just media in general influences everything. It influences theater, influences film and television, our music and everything. And I think that it can be kind of damaging to young people in a way because there are a lot of videos and pictures of how we're supposed to be. And then, well, let's get a procedure on this. Let's get this. If I'm not made up like this, then I'm not acceptable. Now, with that being said, I'm not against, plastic surgery. If that's what people want to do. There are parts that I wish were a little higher too. So, it's, love yourself. But I think that it shouldn't be what you choose to do and how you choose to look, whether it's what you wear or your size shouldn't be based off of a part or what the industry says or anything like that. Just because I've been in that place. I used to be a really big girl. I was a plus size girl. I still consider myself, a size 12 is considered plus size, runway modeling it is, but I was a bigger girl and I went through things mentally because I felt like they were always casting me as older because I was bigger. But I was like, well, I want to play this part and that part. And I went through a thing in college where I lost a lot of weight, but it was for me. But I realized that certain things that I thought were going to go away because of my weight, it didn't. It took me to get older and mature and love myself inside and mentally to realize whether I'm a size 20, which I have been, or a size 8, which I have been at one point in my life too. It still doesn't change Sandie. So I would say know who you are and find that comfortability in yourself, size, shape, whatever. If working out does it for you, do that. If being a size 0 does it for you, do that. If it's being a size whatever 14, do that. Just don't let it be influenced by what you think is acceptable, because I feel like you'll always be lost in that way. You have to love yourself.
I completely agree. Yeah. You actually blew all my other questions out of the water.
So quick.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh, yes. The thing I completely agree, and also come to note, don't lose 16 pounds just to fit into a dress.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't. I'm real transparent when it comes to stuff like this because health and wellness has really taken its own place in my heart. Like, I love performing, but I also love fitness and health and body image stuff just because of my relationship with it. But I did go through a phase where I was like, okay, I need to lose 10 more pounds. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Well, am I thin enough? I would go to my chair at the time. I was like, should I lose more weight before we go to showcase? And it's not a good place to be in. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pressure you put on yourself. Mentally, emotionally, it's not a good thing to feel like not only I had to lose weight and do all this to get it, I gotta be this way to keep it, And so I just, like I said before, you gotta love yourself. It feels good being comfortable in your own skin, I'm thicker now than I was at my smallest, but I've never felt more comfortable with myself. And that came from, like I said, just getting to know myself as a woman, and loving myself for Sandie, so how I feel about myself internally is not going to change if I was this size or that size. That would just be something, I want to do, but it's not going to change the core of who I am. What you need that foundation in this industry, because it's always changing, it's always pulling on you. And it's a lot of politics. So the one thing you can, I don't want to say control, but will check in with is your state of mind and your self-worth, so yeah.
For young people who are currently building up their self-worth and like learning to love themselves, especially as like bigger women, what is like one thing that really kept you going or helped you whenever you were size 20?
That kept me going.
Yeah.
I had to, you know why I have to pause and think about it? Is because at the time I didn't know what it was. If you want me to be honest, I didn't know what it was. I always knew I was pretty. So, I never doubted that. It's my parents. My mom did. My mom is a bigger woman. And I don't know, I wish I had that mindset at the time that she had, but she never thought of herself as, less than anybody. She was like, oh, like I am big. You know what I'm saying? So to see a woman of that magnitude and of that, presence, and she's an overachiever, feel like her weight didn't stop anything, that did something for me, and entertainment did something for me too. I found a lot of my self-worth in just going for my dreams, which performing is one of my dreams. So being able to push myself in that way and be like, oh, I can do this. Oh, why would I think that was stopping me? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what kept me afloat. Thank God I had a really great foundation at home. To uplift me when I was going through those periods as a teen, or it started for me in middle school, going through those adolescents of feeling like, oh, I feel like I should look like this, My family did it for me for sure. Yeah, so even if you don't have that family foundation, find something, find a community, or a loved one, whether it's a friend or whatever. You need to be around people that feed that positivity in you and that acceptance in you, not try to mold you into be something else,
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah,
I absolutely love that. Thank you, Sandie.
Yeah, of course.
I love that you really emphasize how important that like self-worth and security component is in any industry, but especially in performance, in media. There can be so much rejection. And I feel like I have seen maybe a little bit of a turn for more space for plus size people in theater, in TV, especially with like Beanie Feinstein being in Funny Girl. It was like a huge thing. And I was wondering if you in that industry, as a size 12 is a plus size person in the theater industry. We can say that it is. What have you seen that change at all? Are you seeing any kind of like more body diversity, even in ensemble?
Oh, absolutely. In entertainment all around, I just think we're coming into a generation where we're in a generation of acceptance of everyone, every color, every size, every lifestyle, so yeah, once the younger people are our next bosses, you know what I'm saying? So I can see, absolutely, I can already see it changing, it's the language has changed, it's really beautiful. And I wish that it was like this when I was younger, cause I just remember, going to dance classes, and it would be an issue because I was the biggest girl in the class, but I could dance. But it was we don't have any costumes to fit her, so we don't know if she can be on the team, and I was like, but I can do that. I can do what those little girls are doing. And so I definitely see the change, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful for my future kids. I'm happy that to me, I feel like it's a weight lifted off of me, to be honest with you, because it really was a crazy time as a kid growing up with back what I was born in 1990, so the 90s, early 2000s, it was just, you know, different, you know. So yeah, I definitely see it all the way around.
Absolutely. And I think it's so, I love that I can be part of this conversation because Hairspray was obviously like my favorite musical growing up because it was the only musical where I was like, oh, I can do that. Like I auditioned for Tracy multiple times. And
okay.
But that's okay. But it just like that was like the only thing I could aspire to when I was growing up. And now I feel like there's so many more opportunities for people in bigger bodies. I mean, even Waitress, which was here last month, there are opportunities for people in bigger bodies there. When Hadestown was here, the body diversity, gender diversity, and that was amazing. So I definitely see it. And so it's just been really wonderful as a bigger person to see that reflected.
Yes, it's a lovely thing to see. It reminds me of, have you guys ever watched the Brandy version of Cinderella?
Oh, you know we have.
And you saw the cast was just so diverse. I was like, that's how all of entertainment should be. That's how it should be. And I don't know if, you know, at the time the directors or the creative team was like, I was like, y'all are, now I know as an adult, I'm like, they were onto something back then. That's how it should be. And so now it's starting to be reflected on all, you know, facets of entertainment, which is, it's good. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I can work. I feel good. Yeah.
I love that. And you briefly touched on it, but can you talk a little bit about what you do for yourself for self-care?
I love massages. I just got one yesterday.
Me too.
I just got one yesterday. I do, as far as self-care, I grew up an only child, guys. So sometimes like I get kind of introverted a little bit because I'm used to being by myself. So I was like, you know, I was blessed to have my own room on this tour. Thank God. So, you know, I have my me time and I listen to my audiobooks and, you know, I love step aerobics. So that's fun for me. I do like this hip hop step aerobics and they allow me to bring my board on the road and store it.
Cool.
So yeah, when we have time, I do that. And let's see, what else do I do? Well, today for self-care, I just got to put my makeup on, not just for this, just because I'm about to go out and get food after this by myself. You know, it makes me feel good to put myself together, you know? So, yeah.
I love that. And you touched on my next question, which was, are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Oh my goodness. Ooh. I've been trying to figure it out because I am not afraid to talk at all, but I'm serious about maybe like 2 or 3 hours into it. I'm like, all right, yeah, well, I'll see y'all later. You know, I can't be in large groups all day, every day. Oh no, it drives me insane. So I don't know what you call that. Is there a name for that?
Well, and, you know, being in the theater industry, you have to be on, right? So much of the day and so much of your job, you know, you're not sitting at a desk and it's such a different experience. And so you have to take care of yourself as well when, you know, on and off the stage. But so I'm so interested to hear about that because, you know, just being on for so many hours, I mean, it has to take a toll on your body.
Yeah, it does. And you're not just on stage, you know, hopefully you gain friends on tour, but first and foremost, they're your coworkers, you know. They were hired from all these different places and y'all met once y'all got here. Some people knew each other, but you know, for the most part, we just met. So in a way, you're always on. So I don't know. I just, like I said, I have to find my me time. For the people who aren't given the amount of privacy that I've been given on this tour, go off, take a walk by yourself, do what you got to do to recenter yourself, because it is a lot of work to, you know, be, like you said, be on and just give every day. And you want to be the best performer that you can be. And I think that allowing the space and finding the space to completely be yourself, to recharge, is needed in order to give yourself completely on stage. You know, I don't think it's healthy to live in that space all the time. Nobody should live in work zone, in work mode all the time. So yeah, you got to find something do something. I don't know. I've noticed like some of my castmates, some of them, they go on runs when we have sit downs, or they have like certain people that are a little bit closer to in the cast, and they'll go off and do their own thing or go see a movie. You know, you need that, or you go crazy.
I love it.
Yes.
I know we're approaching time. Hannah, do we have a couple more minutes, or are we?
I was going to say, Sandie, if you had any last thoughts, we have a couple more minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, do you guys have anything you want to ask me? I mean, since we got some time.
It was good.
Anything you want to hear about?
Great. Like all of it. You always give such great answers, Sandie. So I felt like you all felt like you got your questions squared away, right?
I think so. Well, if I could say anything to close it out, I would say I just want to thank you guys, you girls, you guys. It's just how I say, for having me. I've had a good time talking to y'all. I hope that all of y'all's followers will come to the show. Hope they enjoy the show. Hope the show speaks to them. This is a show of acceptance. No matter who you are, what it is you choose to do or whatever you like, we love you, So I want them to come and be a part of the spray and have a good time with us.
Thank you, Sandie.